Open to hear council item number 59 to be heard with agency items number 4 and 5 and council item number 60 to be heard with agency items 6 and 7. We'll go on to the Redevelopment Agency meeting of January 3, 2007, which I now call to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. Item number 3, approval of the final minutes by reference of the regular Redevelopment Agency meeting of November 15th, 2006. May I have a motion, please, to approve that?
Yes, Your Honor. No addition or deletions. I'll make a motion for approval of the minutes, please.
Thank you very much. We cancel item number 59, R6, 2007.
You need to vote, please.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you were right. I was hurrying myself along. Okay, let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Ronimus. Council number 59, R6, 2007, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution consenting to the undertakings of the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency in connection with the Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement between the Redevelopment Agency and Ernesto J. Savino, located at 418 South Maryland Parkway, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the Redevelopment Agency. Agency number 4, RA1-2007, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement between the Redevelopment Agency and Ernest J. Savino, same location, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the Redevelopment Agency. And agency number 5, discussion and possible action regarding a Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement with Ernesto J. Savino, providing funds to assist with improvements to a commercial building located at 418 South Maryland Parkway, not to exceed $50,000 of Redevelopment Agency Special Revenue Fund. All of these items are in Ward 3. Mr. Adams, be happy to hear from you.
Okay, Scott Adams, Director of the Office of Business Development. These are 3 companion items to make all the necessary findings and approve the agreement for the provision of grant funds for a commercial VIP grant for property at 418 South Maryland Parkway. I've got some existing shots on the overhead. What this would do would be to allow the property owner to repaint his property, re-roof it, re-seal the parking area, and re-landscape the entire perimeter of the building. This is one that really makes a strong visual impact in that corridor, and staff recommends approval. Unfortunately, Mr. Savino was here, and unfortunately had to leave to a business appointment, otherwise he would have been.
Very good. Thank you very much. All right, are there any questions of Mr. Adams? All right, hearing none. Mayor Pro Tem, do you have a motion on council item number 59?
Yes, I move to follow staff's recommendation for approval with all conditions.
Thank you. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. On item number 4.
The agency item number 4, make a motion to follow staff's recommendation for approval with all conditions.
Thank you. Let's vote, please. Opposed? Motion carries. And agency item number 5, please.
Again, I make a motion for approval with all staff conditions, and thank Scott and his staff for the great job they do for us.
Thank you. Let's vote. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to council item number 60 and agency items number 6 and 7. Council number 60 is R7 2007, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution consenting to the real property exchange agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency and the Las Vegas Police Protective Association, Metro, Inc., for the exchange of real property located at the southeastern corner of 4th Street and Clark Avenue for the real property located at the northwestern corner of 7th Street and Stewart Avenue, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the Redevelopment Agency. Agency number 6, RA-2-2007, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution consenting to the real property exchange agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency and the Las Vegas Police Protective Association, Metro, Inc., for the exchange of real property located in council item number 60, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the agency. $314,250 approximate in-kind contribution, RDA. Agency number 7, a public hearing and possible action regarding a real property exchange agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency and the Las Vegas Police Protective Association, Metro, Inc., for real property located in Council Item Number 60, $314,250 approximate in-kind contribution. All of these items are in Wards 3 and 5. Councilman Reese and Weekly. Agency Item Number 7 is a public hearing, which I now declare open. Mr. Adams.
Okay, these are also three companion items, and they're companion and are items very similar to what we do with a VIP grant. The first item is an item that's a City Council resolution, which the Council would be consenting to the actions taken by the redevelopment agency and finds those actions to be consistent with the redevelopment plan. The second resolution of the RDA does the same thing virtually, only by the RDA. And then the third action, or the third item, which is the second item on the RDA agenda, approves a purchase or the exchange, purchase, and sale agreement between the RDA and the Police Protective Association. I have on the overhead shots of two properties. This matter concerns the exchange of properties, one of which is in the site that we would propose the proposed arena be located in. We approached, the city did, the Police Protective Association about whether they would have interest in exchanging the site that we recently sold them a couple years ago for a site that we own at the corner of Clark and 3rd. They agreed to this. And under AB 312, under the state property disposition law, we're able to do an exchange of like properties. And these properties are within 7/100ths of an acre in size, so essentially the same size. And we've also analyzed the exchange from a value standpoint. What we have is a situation where on their existing site, we were able to, in the short time frame, obtain one appraisal, and then we had appraisals on immediately adjacent properties, which we're using as comparables, that range anywhere from $75 to $160 per square foot. On the property we're exchanging with them, we recently had two appraisals done that were $140 and $150 per square foot. Because we have the appraisals inside each other, we also believe, technically, from the standpoint of AB 312, we're making an even exchange on value. But to be fair and really look at the public purpose doctrine aspects of this transaction, we looked at the average of the appraisals on both of these sites, and we ended up with an average of $100, actually $101 on the 7th Street property, and $145 on the other property, for a difference of $767,000. So I should correct, in the header on each of these three items, the in-kind exchange value should be that number. We had originally, when we set up the agenda item, used the smaller end of that range, and to be fair, I think it's important that we use the average of the appraisal for the purpose of making this evaluation. We, in this exchange, originally, when this was the site that we're exchanging with the PPA, they originally wanted to go to, and at that time we were only willing to build a 2-story building. We were able to convince them recently to build a minimum 40,000 square foot building at a height of a minimum 5 stories, and that would give us a significant mid-rise building in that location, which is consistent with the development that's there now, and we plan for that area. By doing so, we get a much bigger building than they were planning to build on the other site. And what we've been able to compute, and you may not be able to read this, but I'm just pointing this out for the record, that we're getting more taxable value at the new location than we were getting at the old location. We were able to quantify that difference as being $13.5 million of new value. That, when you carry that out over a period of time, look at a reasonable interest rate and discounting that to present value, equates to about $1.1 million in present day taxable value at that site. So we believe this transaction meets the public purpose doctrine test in that when you look at the total project from a redevelopment agency standpoint, the return to the city far exceeds what we're giving them in an in-kind consideration or exchange. We're also giving them some consideration for the fact that they already had proceeded through the design and bid process on their existing site, which they approximated over $200,000. So between that consideration as well as the difference in economic impact in the two sites, we believe that this project clearly meets the public purpose test as we move forward. I would point out we are making that finding in the second resolution on the item, which I believe is item number 6. In the middle of that resolution, I'll just quote, "The agency believes that the seller's development is likely to encourage the creation of new business and other corporate development, increase local revenues, increase levels of human activity, and demonstrate greater social benefits to the community." And I think what I wanted to do here was, for the record, establish that the economic impact in this exchange is in the RDA and the city's favor, and that's something that we're going to be doing as we move forward on each project that we bring forward as your Office of Business Development. So with these resolutions being considered, this economic impact being considered, I can safely recommend you, as your operations officer of the RDA, that we can go forward and recommend approval of these 3 items.
Thank you. Are there any questions of Mr. Adams? All right, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes. It's going from Councilman Weekly's ward into Ward 3. So again, I want to thank staff. This was quite a chunk for them, but I appreciate all they did on this item.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt you. On agency item number 7, it's a public hearing which I opened. Would anyone like to be heard? All right, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing then. I'm sorry.
Okay, with that said, I'll make a motion to follow staff's recommendation for approval.
Very good. That's on council number 60. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries.
And on item agency number 6, I'll make a motion for approval with all the staff conditions also.
Thank you. Let's vote, please. Opposed? Motion carries. And agency number 7.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll make a motion for approval with all of Scott's explanation on this item. And again, I've been promised by the police, the PPA, that they are going to build us a great building over there that we can be proud of. So I'll make a motion for approval of item number 7 with all conditions.
Very good. Let's vote. Opposed, please. Motion carries. Thank you. We'll close the City Council meeting and move on to agency item number 8. Agency item number 8 is discussion and possible action on granting a power line easement to Nevada Power for the existing power supply line at the historic 5th Street School located at 400 Las Vegas Boulevard South in Ward 3. The recommendation is to grant the easement. Mr. Adams.
Yes, as we've been moving forward with the bid process and the design development of the improvements to 5th Street School, we've uncovered that the power connection that Nevada Power enjoys from their main line into the building was granted through a right of entry. What they are generally done as an easement. So what we're simply doing on this item is converting that right of entry to an easement. On the overhead, I'm showing really the map that points out that the route of this easement and the legal description that follows that route, and that route connects the power on the north side of the building. Staff recommends approval of this item.
Very good. Any questions of Mr. Adams? All right, seeing none, we'll have a vote. Councilman Reese.
Again, Your Honor, I make a motion to follow staff's recommendation for approval with all conditions.
All right, let's vote, please. Opposed?
Have everybody vote now, please?
Please vote again. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. This is a time for citizens' participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the Redevelopment Agency. No subject may be acted upon by the Redevelopment Agency unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come up to the podium and give us your name. We'll put the 3-minute timer on, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Al Heston, retired Navy veteran and a city resident. 2 weeks ago, I spoke to this group about affordable housing. I more properly should say lack of affordable housing here in Las Vegas, and worse, a lack of effort by this mayor and the 6 dwarfs who purport to be city councilors, but are in fact rubber stamps for Mr. Goodman. At the conclusion of my 3-minute commentary, you could have heard a pin drop, and not a single question was asked of me. Your collective silence was deafening. You would think at least one member would have had made some effort to defend the indefensible, which is your sorry track record on affordable housing. My thoughts were I was addressing a group of deaf, dumb, and mute mannequins. Be aware, I do not come into this den of inequity to hear the sound of my own voice, and today I will repeat some of the more salient and pertinent remarks I made about affordable housing, both for rental and purchase, for working people in this city. Quotes, your greatest responsibility to your constituents is to provide them with affordable housing units. Former HUD Secretary Henry Cisneros said, the most pressing problem in cities today is the lack of affordable rentals. He also said, it is a basic function of a city to provide housing for working people. And I ask the question as it relates to abandoned properties in this city, why this mayor and this council do not put up for bid or sell for $1, with the sole proviso being they be rehabbed into affordable rental housing units. And as I alluded to earlier, all I heard was complete silence, like I was addressing so many bumps on a log. I ended my commentary with this statement. What I have said today would go a long way towards addressing your out-of-control homeless problem, lack of affordable housing. Valley's 3 housing authorities created no new housing this year and spent most of their time dealing with corruption, mismanagement, and inefficiency. And to make matters worse, several low-rent apartment complexes closed after slumlords were found to have kept them in deplorable conditions. And I'll end by saying Mayor Goodman 2 weeks ago claimed I was maligning some of his companions by referring to them as bimbo babes. And that pales in comparison to his constant maligning of hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of homeless and less fortunate people in this city. Much more on that subject later today. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Dorothy Barnes, Las Vegas resident since August of 1999. My situation has grown worse, with white supremacists and white separatist groups hiring Negroes and foreigners to lie on me. As I became a citizen of this country, this area, I plan to buy me a home. I'm a veteran. I served 3 years from 1975 to 1978 in the U.S. Army. I serve to protect everyone's rights and freedoms, including my own. And I ask the redevelopment people as they develop this city not to forget the free Negro. Allow us a chance. We are productive. We are no different from other Negroes that work for white supremacists or other organizations. As this city grows, I hope to buy me a condominium, maybe in Turnberry Place, maybe one of the other high-rises. Maybe I'll purchase me some property and build me a home from the ground. But if I decide to stay here, when I get these big lawsuits and settlements of racism, discrimination, because I've been abused by white supremacists, so have my children and grandchildren. But I'm not on the run. I'm not going to wave the white flag. So I want them to know that I am a productive person. I came here not begging, but I've been made a beggar by the city. And hopefully this will continue as this city develops into a world-class city. Thank you.
Anybody else, please?
Yes. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Can you see this on the monitor? This is my identification and my social security. My name is Vincent James Walter Watley IV. I'm named entitled to prosecution. It's my first, second, third, fourth, fifth motion to the address, even in the hypothesis. The reason I'm here before you today is because I came to address the situation in the city is not just in the sales tax. The reason I state this is because it's my heritage. It's my heritage, and I'm not from Egypt. I don't use the square root. We use the cold fusion, heat, and Titan. This would be evident if they had not lied on my application. Now, the persons that are guilty of lying on my application, number one is Attorney General Clark. Now, I'm the press secretary, because it's my first and second motion to address. Now, by this being the county named Clark, and I filed a federal case with the district attorney, declaring my position in Henderson, the Henderson District Court. I declared my position okay. Yeah, that's the citizenship where you're being invalid. They're trying to drown out sound. You need legal representation. All right, it's my first and second motion to address. I want you guys to understand what I'm talking about here. Okay. All right, I filed a Chapter 21. That would vindicate my position in Henderson. But Henderson isn't just in the sales tax. I went to the city council in Henderson to speak with the mayor or any councilman that was qualified to examine my tax records. I was unsuccessful. So I came down, I went to my residence, I called for a police officer. The map is under Metro Map. They sent Henderson police officers. They sent Henderson dressed in uniform. I had my tax records in my hand. They shot me down in my resident address. Now, mind you, they don't even have the right to work in this state. By this being my heritage, it's my plan for civil administration. Now, all of you are sitting up here on this council. Now, I need a better solution. I've already proven in the parallel projection area equals base height. I've already proven that it's my heritage. I've already proven that. But I need some assistance from you guys, man. You guys are sitting up there. These people are trying to take my house.
Okay, I have to cut you off now, sir. We have to...
Well, you can't provide for me. I provide for you.
All right, have a seat, please.
And I declare this public meeting now closed.
It's going to be closed in a moment. Would anybody else like to...
Since none of y'all are qualified to do anything that is remotely civil.
Would anybody else like to be heard at this time? All right, hearing none, the redevelopment agency meeting is adjourned. Folks, I've got to give the staff some time off here. The meeting has gone, as you can see, an hour and a half past the morning session, when we usually try to wind up about 12 o'clock. So we'll be back here. We'll try to do it in 45 minutes. Will that give you enough time? 2:15? All right, we'll see you in 2:15.